It's Fonzie from DipYourCar.com, and today we're going to be working on a 2011 black Jetta, and the customer wants basically all the emblems and logos and trim that's right now comes in an OEM chrome, wants all that blacked out. Very common project. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on these front slit areas here. We're going to be working on the entire front grille, anything that you see that's chrome, including that front emblem, and then come around to the back. I'll show you the back. On the back we've got three areas. We've got the Jetta, we've got the Volkswagen logo here, and then we've got the little badge, the 2.5 badge right there. So this is a pretty easy project. This is something you guys can do at home. It's one of our most common projects. So I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. So come back over to the front. Okay, so I want to show you a little bit about our tape job. Now when you're doing the taping, you want to make sure that you leave a little bit of an edge between the surface that you're plasti dipping and then the actual body color of the car. A lot of people think that you have to put the tape right along the seam. That's actually going to make the job a lot more difficult because the plasti dip is actually going to bond to the edge of the tape. So when you lift the tape up, you're going to take the plasti dip off with it. So you want to allow a little bit of an edge of the car to kind of peek through, and that seam between the body of the car and the surface that you're plasti dipping is where the plasti dip will cut itself. So we've got everything taped off here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put our first coat on. Our first coat is always going to be an extremely light dusting type coat. It's only going to show about 50% transparency through. You want to get a baseline down. You don't want to go for gusto right away. So what I'm going to do, I've already shaken the can up a lot. You want to make sure you shake it up at least 1 or 2 minutes, or else it will spray clear for you. So we're going to go in. We're going to start from the top, nice steady spraying motion, nice and even back and forth, and we're going to just kind of dust the area that we're working on. It's okay if you go over the other spots because, like we said, it's going to come right off. Nice and even. If there's any imperfections in how you're laying it down on a large surface area, it's going to show. So you want to be real steady and smooth with that. Alright, so that's all we're going to do for our first coat. Now let's move over to these little side blades here. Nice and steady. Okay, we're going to move to the back. Same thing, we've got some real small surface areas. And with these little, intricate numbers, this is a real good example for you guys because with these really small cuts and everything, you want to make sure you get in there at every angle. So we're going to do the same light dusting, but you want to really make sure you get the angles down. We'll move over to the Volkswagen logo. Nice and smooth, and over to the Jetta. Again, some sharp angles on some really small lettering. Now, just a nice easy dusting. You're going to give it about 10 to 15 minutes to dry, depending on what type of a climate you're in. If it's really hot and humid out, you want to give it a little bit more time because the plasti dip won't bond as quickly if it's humid. So we're going to give it about 15 minutes. Okay, we're coming in now for our second coat. We've given it about 10-15 minutes to dry. Same exact process. Don't bring it in too close. If you get too close with the can, it's going to pool up, and either one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be a very dark spot in the middle of a large surface, or you're going to see that plasti dip gets these small little bubbles that come through, and that's not a texture that you're looking for. So same distance, same process, nice and smooth. You don't have to cover it all in this pass. We're going to do 3 or 4 passes on it. Alright, we're going to hit this back area for its second coat now. Remember to hit it at all those angles because of those sharp edges. Alright, let's give it another time. Okay, we're going to go in for our third coat now. There's some areas that do look pretty well covered. Don't think that that doesn't need any more, because the thing is that with plasti dip, the ease of it really comes in when it's thick enough. If you put it on and it's too thin, it's not going to peel away when you want to take it off as easily. It's not going to peel away from the trim as easily, so you want to get at least 4 good coats on there to have the thickness factor. So we're going to go in for our fourth coat now, or third coat. Okay, third coat on our back area now. Okay, we're going to put our last fourth coat on. It looks like everything's really well coated and covered, but we're going to do one more coat. Again, we're looking for that thickness. I'm going to go in right now. You've got to keep the same distance. This is the real critical part, because if you go in too close, you're going to get a spot that is going to stick out like a sore thumb. If you go too far away, you're going to give yourself a little bit too much texture. So we're going to go our last pass now. Alright, we've got our fourth and final coat on there. We've given it about a half an hour to dry. So now we're going to start removing the tape. You want to do it a little bit carefully, because there is pieces of tape that are bonded to the PlastiDip edges, and we don't want to rip that up too carelessly. So we're going to go around. You're going to see that leftover lip of PlastiDip around each one of the edges. That's what we want there. Now you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but this is the area we want in PlastiDip. This is the body of the car. You'll see an edge along there where we do have some PlastiDip action there, and we're going to remove that. Okay, so this is our front grille. Now, what you need to do is you need to follow the edges that you didn't want the PlastiDip on, and what you'll see is there's a little seam there. The best thing I found to do was roll the edge away with your finger until you could pick up the corner of it. Just roll it away, and then lift it up nice and easy. And you'll be able to pull that right down along. It'll all just come up nice and easy for you. Now this is the trick to making sure you put on enough PlastiDip. If you didn't put on enough coats, it will not come off in this type of a fashion. It'll still come off, but you'll be rubbing it off piece by piece by piece, which could be pretty time consuming. Alright, we've given this plenty of time to dry, so now we're going to go in, we're going to remove the tape carelessly. Now as you see, the tape is starting to lift the frame, the outer frame of the PlastiDip. And what you want to do is lift that up nice and careful. And what it's going to do is going to etch out the actual shape of the numbers. Pull it away nice and careful. Got a little bit left in there, so if you have a nice little tool, you can just go in and just roll it away nice and gently. And it'll lift right out. And there you go. Volkswagen logo. And there's your Jetta logo. PlastiDip etches out perfectly around all the letters if you do it right.